Hey Bulldog fans, welcome to our first pregame preview. We open the season this Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, against my hometown, the Kalida Wildcats. And I thought I would give you a little bit of a preview on what we've done that's gotten us to this point so far. So we started our first practice on October 28th. Football team had a physical year, and we had some guys that were coming into the season with some bumps and bruises and some injuries. So it took us a little bit to get ourselves going. Our preseason wasn't great, but the guys are shaping up and putting themselves in the position where we thought they would be. We had a scrimmage Saturday against Napoleon and Toledo Bowser, and the guys did a really nice job. They played real hard and played together. We're really looking forward to getting started on Wednesday. I know the guys are ready for a game. We returned 6 seniors off of last year's team, 4 of which started the majority of the year. Our first returning player is, of course, Derek sitting here. Derek's been playing varsity since he was a freshman. He played a little bit as a freshman, played a little bit more as a sophomore. He's had the injury bug throughout his career, but he's looking forward to a healthy year. Our second senior is Jake Morrison. Jake has also been playing since he was a freshman. He really started coming into his own last year, and I'm expecting a great breakout year for him. He was really good this summer and has been absolutely fabulous in the preseason. So I'm expecting really big things out of him. Our third senior is Brendan Revels. Brendan actually transferred in at the end of his sophomore year from Cardinal Stritch and has been our point guard, which is not his natural position, but he has been doing a nice job with that. Had a really good AAU season and has been pretty good for us in the preseason here so far. He's handled it well and has made some just fabulous passes to guys. And I think that his improvement is really going to help us over the course of the year. Wes Ellison is our fourth senior. Wes is coming off a torn ACL that he got last year in football. He's working his way back in. What I found is that the guys that play football, it takes them a few weeks, maybe even into Christmas, before they're really into the basketball shape and have their basketball brains on, we'll call it. But I'm expecting him to give us some leadership, some toughness, some defensive intensity. He's a physical kid. He knows the game pretty well, and he's working his way back in after being off for a year. Fifth senior is Brandon Swope. Brandon is an undersized post, but the way he plays, you wouldn't know that. He plays hard. He's going to be the first guy to be physical. He's going to be the first guy on the floor. He's going to box out. He's going to get knocked down. He's that guy that you need when things are going tough. He's the guy that you can count on to get in there and mix it up. And when there's a tough opponent, a physical opponent, he's the guy that you're going to put on that matchup. And then finally, our sixth senior is Garrett Murphy. Garrett is a sharpshooter. Garrett's had a real nice preseason for us. He has the greenest of green lights I think we've ever given to anybody. The only time he is allowed to shoot it is when he's open and he has the ball. Other than that, he's not allowed to shoot it, I guess is the best way to put it. He's gonna be able to shoot it from 25, 26 feet, and we won't blink an eye, and we'll call it a pretty good shot. He's also a guy that when he misses 3 or 4 in a row, he better keep pulling the trigger because he's that good of a shooter. So that's a preview of our seniors. We have a couple juniors that are going to help us. Xavier Kellemeyer had a good preseason for us. He's physical. He brings a lot of energy to the team, and we just need him to go rebound and defend, and he'll really help us. And the final player that is going to get a lot of time this year is Anthony Quintanilla. Anthony is a lot like Garrett, a good sharpshooter. He doesn't quite have the range as of right now that Garrett has, but when he's open, he needs to let it fly. He's got a little bit of a slow release that we're working on, and he's working on to speed up a little bit, but he is going to be a nice role player to come in and give Garrett some rest here and there to make sure that Garrett's ready for the fourth quarter. So I want to take a minute here. I want to talk a little bit with Derek. I'm bringing Derek here because we have Kalida this week, and of course, I mentioned that I'm from Kalida and I graduated from there, so I thought this would be a good chance for him to get a little FaceTime for our family down there to see and talk to him a little bit, and he can talk to them. And Derek, the first thing I want to ask you is, or talk to you about, is that you've been playing basketball for a long, long time. You started playing with the majority of these seniors since Coach Murphy had you guys in that Maumee League. Goodness, I think you guys were, what, 5th grade, 4th grade? And you guys, most of you played in our elementary league here, the Maverick League. It's a 5th and 6th grade league, but a bunch of you guys played in as 3rd and 4th graders. What's it like now that you're a senior when you look back and think about all the time that you spent in the gym since you were basically in 3rd grade with some of the best friends you'll ever have? How do you feel about that? Is this an exciting year? Is this kind of, are you apprehensive, thinking, gosh, it's like the end of the road here? What are you guys going through? What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, it's probably more exciting than anything, just because it's what we've been like working towards since we were that young age. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I get to do it with this specific group of guys because it's all I've really played with. It's finally coming to an end, which is, it's not like a great thing, but
it's exciting to be here because you're going to get a chance to see what the culmination of years and years and hours of work that you guys have put in together. And it's exciting to see that end in terms of the culmination, but it's also sad to know that, just a few months from now, it's going to be over. And, we talk about being the best that you can and making memories and not backing down. Your senior year is always a very special year, and we have a special group of young men here that we're really proud of, and we're excited to get the season started. So, what are you expecting? What are you expecting this year from not only yourself, but from your teammates?
I'm just expecting, at this point, a state championship. It's what we've been working toward the last 4 years, and before that, in like the Maverick Leagues and like Maumee. I know we have the guys to do it. I know we're close. So that's really what I'm expecting.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen with, just a couple guys. That's going to take a lot of people. That's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and of course, it takes a little bit of luck along the way. We are playing Kalida this week, and Kalida's been to the state tournament quite a few times. And historically, we've had great state tournament history as well. So this is going to be a clash against two really good programs with history behind both of them. It's really fun to be able to be a part of this kind of, basically war between two historic programs. And, I'm glad to be a part of it. And hopefully you're glad to be a part of it as well. I remember as a little kid, while I was waiting for the bus, I would always go look at the state trophies and the history. And I remember seeing my uncle's names on a bunch of the trophies and things like that. And, we take a lot of pride in our history too, and we have trophies all over the place. And, I find it really neat to go look at those guys and look at the names that are on those trophies and the history and, the things that they've accomplished. Well, we do want to welcome all of the Kalida fans when they come in here. We're really happy to have you at our home. We're really proud of our place here. Our community has been very supportive. And again, like always, we want to thank our community for giving us this beautiful building and this beautiful facility. So as we turn the page here, I want to talk a little bit about Kalida. Kalida comes in after a pretty good year last year. They ended up 12-13, got beaten in the district by a really good Columbus Grove team. The Putnam County League that they play in was really good last year. They're going to be building off of that record from last year. And Coach Steckschulte will have the guys ready to go. They lost their key player last year. Justin Siebenek was a really nice player for Kalida. He graduated. He's attending University of Toledo right now. His brother Jacob was supposed to be one of their key returners. He ended up getting hurt in soccer this year, and they had a great soccer team. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see him. A couple of their key players is Jaden Smith, a wing. He averaged about 18 points a game last year. We're going to have to find him because he can stick the ball in the hole. He's pretty good. He can stick the ball in the hole from almost anywhere on the floor. And we're going to have to find him. There's no doubt there. The next players are point guard Drew Fiersch. I have a hard time saying that, and I'm from back there. Drew was an all-league performer last year. He got Putnam County League honorable mention. He averaged 5 points and 6 assists last year. I know against us he had at least 6 assists. He really distributed it well and found the open guy. Some of the other guys they have back, E.J. Miller, Evan Steckschulte, and Ethan Warnicki are all going to are all going to be a key component in these games because they play real physical, they play hard, they'll get up and down the floor, they're going to get in our space defensively. We were able to sneak away in the second half as we went out and picked up pressure and forced some turnovers and got some easy transition baskets. Ben Morrison, who graduated, was a big part of that. He had a great second half for us. But, we're going to have to get out and we're going to have to play really hard to beat them. And I expect our guys to do that. They're going to be up for that task. And I'm looking for a nice crowd on Wednesday. I'm expecting our guys to come out and play their tails off. And I'm expecting a good start to the beginning of the Bulldog year. Thank you.